Hi, it's Kevin. Welcome to Relationship Ready. Thanks for coming back. Today, we're going to get warm. So we're going to talk about cuffing season. The time to enter relationships, not just for love, but for comfort, for warmth, and support. It's a thing for all of us to consider, to not be lonely, and to be in companionship. So we're going to talk about what cuffing season is. We're going to talk about the elements to make it work. And we're going to talk about the value as a thing for each other. Cuffing season is a time in the fall where you first get that chill and you start to feel like you're longing for a relationship, and you might want to be ready to be in a relationship because you know the season is entering to be inside. Cuffing is when, in the fall or winter, when you have a desire to be in a relationship. And cuffing comes from handcuffing, to be tied to something and locked together. Cuffing comes from handcuffing, being chained together to another person. Now, this is for a positive reason. So why do we do this? We do this for loneliness, and we do this for companionship, and we do this for functionality, to be able to get through the winter months, to get through the holidays, to get through to the next stage of our lives. Sometimes we're looking for it to be a long-term thing, but initially it could be short-term, and it could be an experiment. It could be something we just try out and go, all I'm looking for really is companionship. I just want to be with somebody to get through this time. And companionship can include affection, can include attraction, can include support, it can include sex, but it doesn't have to include all of those. It can just be someone who you cuddle with together in a relationship, that you feel comforted, supported, and not alone. And that's enough. We put expectations on what more there should be in a relationship, and sometimes it's okay to have less expectations. So how do you make that work? Well, first of all, you got to be clear whether this is short-term or long-term. Are you looking for somebody just for the season? Are you looking for somebody for the season and for your life, for all seasons? And is the other person looking for the same thing? And if not, are you willing to try it anyway? You have to be clear that this is an experiment. This is something we're trying out for the season, to cuff each other together, to feel good for the time being, as an experiment. In order to make it work, it's important to set boundaries that are really clear, and expectations, contracts or rules, especially around the holidays. Because as we go through the winter holidays, the Thanksgiving and the family and the Christmas or the Hanukkah, of being able to bring family together, what is the role of this person within your family? Or without family, what is the role of this person to meet the needs that you would hope from a family, or be your family during this time? Because maybe that's what you need. And as you approach the loneliness of January and February, where you don't have a lot of times for celebration, what are the rules around how we celebrate each other? What are the activities that we do? How often do we go out? Do we just stay in? Do we do booty calls in the middle of the night? Or do we live together? What are the rules that you're looking for in cuffing season? And what are the rules that the person who wants to join you are willing to accept, and their rules too? To set your boundaries and your agreements and your contracts as efficiently as possible and in clear communication. Which brings us to the skills that you need in order to make this work. Number one, clear communication. You need to be really comfortable and confident with yourself about what you want and what you're looking for. You need to be good at boundaries and clear, both verbally and non-verbally. If you're flirting with other people and you haven't agreed that's okay, you need to make sure that's clear and they're okay with that too. Because just because you're together, does that mean that you cannot act outside of that relationship? Or does that mean you're supposed to act outside of that relationship and look for your long-term person or your long-term commitment, because this is just a cuffing season relationship? Or is this a cuffing season relationship where you're like, no, we are monogamous and we are together, and once the spring hits, you can look for other people, but until then, it's just us. Those are setting clear boundaries. And negotiating and contracting those boundaries are the skills we need in order to get there. And in order to have a healthy cuffing season relationship, we need to be emotionally healthy. We need to take care of ourselves. We cannot expect our partner during the season to meet all of our needs, our family needs, our support needs, our emotional needs, our financial needs. We can ask, but we need to be in agreement on what we're looking for. And the more emotionally healthy we are, and the more we take care of ourselves, the easier it is to have an additional relationship that just enhances or builds or meets particular needs like support or loneliness or companionship together to make that work. It is vital to be able to realize that this is personal, but only so personal, because it's about ourselves, not about our partners. It's about what needs am I getting met through you, by you being my cuffing partner, by you being my companion during cuffing season. Is it just sexual needs? Is it just someone to fall asleep to? Is it someone to be warm and comforted by? Is it all of those things? The more needs it meets, the more personal it becomes. So it's important to recognize how personal it is for you and how personal it is for them, and set the boundaries clearly around that. So setting boundaries, communicating clearly, and being emotionally healthy yourself are the skills necessary to make this work. So what do we talk about today? We talk about cuffing season, what it is, and what needs it meets, how to enjoy it and make it work for you and someone else, and how to be clear with your communication and set your boundaries enough to make yourself and your partner and the person you are handcuffed to be more relationship ready. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and come on back next time.